Hello Live, Matt here with Final Fantasy XIV Online for Nintendo Switch 2. Part 5, and it's the weekend. Let's play! Okay, there are a lot of people playing today kasi nga it's the weekends. But yeah, level 35 na ako. Ayan, o diba? Ang bilis. Parang nung ilang araw pa lang I'm just starting out and now I'm in level 35. Crazy. Crazy stuff. Okay, there are 17 people ahead of me. Okay, let's play. Okay, so I think I need to go to Sanalan. Okay. Purchase passage to Ul'Dah. Yes. Kasi wala na akong mga quests dito sa Limsa, so I have to go to Ul'Dah. All right, we're here. Dito ba yun? Hindi dito yun. Is it here? Kita mo nga, I'm lost already. Hindi dito eh. Sorry guys, ito pa lang yung second time ko. So, medyo hindi ko pa kabisado. Okay, Call of the Sea. Ah, my Lord Envoy, I trust your stay in the Sultanate has been pleasant. Now, if you do not mind me asking, do you perchance have plans to visit 𝙵𝙬𝙽𝚃𝚰 in the near future? If so, I have information that may be of interest to you. I once accompanied the Flame General on an official visit to the seaside city-state, during which time I became acquainted with 𝙵𝙸𝙽𝙽𝚃𝙰, the proprietor of the Drowning Wench. Well, the man sent word just now that he has a job for a capable adventurer. Oh my god, kakagaling ko lang dun. I can think of none with better credentials than you. 𝙵𝙸𝙽 would doubtless be pleased were you to offer him your services. Oh my gosh. So meaning to say I have to go back there. Wala, babalik ako sa 𝙵𝙬𝙽𝚃𝚰. Hindi, galing na ako dyan eh. Hala, hindi ko na alam pabalik. Eto. Yung nagpunta ako ng Ul'Dah para lang magkaroon ng quest sa 𝙵𝙬𝙽𝚃𝚰. Ubos ang pera. O, diba? Ubos ang pera ko. And I'm back here. Welcome to the Drowning Wench. Sit whatever you like, mate. I'll be with you in a. Well, if it ain't the one and only Matteo Dracolion. I was told a distinguished adventurer might be reporting for duty. Fancy that adventurer being you, eh? Just for... Just so you... Just so you're fairly warned though, this ain't no job for the faint of heart. Things are liable to get downright bleeding airy. But if you think you're still interested, let me know and I'll fill you in on the details. You have obtained a tuft of Phoenix Down. It can be used to revive an incapacitated player. A tuft of Phoenix Down may prove beneficial when delving into dungeons and other activities with a party. Should party members with the ability to resurrect be downed, a tuft may be used to revive them, allowing your party to recover from a precarious situation. Please note that the use of Phoenix Down is restricted in certain duties. These duties can be identified by the text Phoenix Down Not Allowed in the information section of the duty finder. Tufts of Phoenix Down may be obtained by completing quests or by purchasing them directly to apothecaries and junkmongers. Okay, so ayun. Okay, let's do this. 𝙵𝙸𝙽𝙽. It's probably pirates. 𝙵𝙸𝙽, the proprietor of the Okay. I thank you for taking the time to help me out. Now, I'm sure you're busy, so I'll come straight to the point. Word has it that some suspicious-looking buggers have been sneaking in and out of the 𝙵𝙸𝙽 Sea Grot, and I need a trustworthy sort to head up north of Aleport and find out who they are and what they're up to. That don't sound like much, I know. But since that nasty business in Swiftpurge, folk have been in a bit uneasy. Well, I say a bit. This all they can do not to soil themselves every time the bloody floorboards creak. If you would permit me, Master 𝙵𝙸𝙽, I should be happy to elaborate. Oh. Well, if it ain't the Chief Yellow Jacket himself. To what do I owe this rare honor, Commodore Rainer? Come to make sure my patrons are behaving or just thirsty? Neither. In fact, I came to welcome Matteo back to Limsa Lominsa. It is well you have returned. Over the course of the past moon, there have been several sightings of an unfamiliar vessel off the coast of Aleport, in the vicinity of the Isles of Umbra. This information came to my attention no more than a few weeks after a squad of my own soldiers had completed a routine patrol of the region, the 𝙵𝙸𝙽 Sea Grot included. Their search revealed little, save that a family of corals had taken up residence in the caves. Nothing to concern us, in short. In light of recent developments, however, it would seem wise to search 𝙵𝙸𝙽 again. But with the Sahagin testing our defenses daily, I am loath to assign the task to the limited forces at my disposal. Our line is stretched as it is. Thus, I sought the services of a competent adventurer to conduct an investigation in our stead. Any aid you can offer in this matter would be greatly appreciated. Then it is settled. 𝙵𝙸𝙽 is located in western La Noscea. For more detailed instructions on how to reach the place, I suggest you consult 𝙵𝙰𝙽𝙽. She can be found at the ferry docks on the lower decks. You heard the man. Good luck to you, lad. Okay. Oh, eto na siya. Gawin ko muna to. Rumors of a dangerous madman about town have this woman ill at ease. You're either a brave man or a fool, friend, to be wandering the streets of Limsa tonight. What with the slasher of Fisherman's Bottom on the loose. You've not heard? There's a madman about. Why, it is said he brandished his blade so long and sharp that they could gut a whale. No one's seen any blood yet, but that hasn't stopped the rumors from sending shivers up spine in every alehouse in town. That you're still standing before me tells me you don't scare as easily as the rest. Perhaps you could assist with the investigation. To start with, you might want to look into that scream I just heard outside. What are you waiting for? That's him, the slasher. Apprehend him, toss him in Gao, and throw away the key, or gut him and feed his lifeless body to the sharks for all I care. Just do something. Woe is me. Whatever did I do to deserve this cruel fate? For 6 moons, I have saved every last gill from my husband's hard-earned wage, foregoing new shoes, a new purse, sometimes even food for our children, all in anticipation of this day. What's so special about today, you ask? Why, this day marks the arrival of a world-renowned aesthetician in Limsa. My endless patience and self-control were to be rewarded with a hair-raising transformation that would have every fashion-conscious Lominsan oohing and eyeing in admiration. Instead, I find myself accosted by this lecherous lout. Speaking of which, weren't you going to do something about this? Go ahead, have your way with him. I doubt he has anything to say for himself. Oh, the ignominy of it all. Ignominy of it all. Of course you take her side. For shame, is there not one sympathetic ear in this entire nation? An artiste of my renown should be welcomed with open arms and 21 cannons salute. Instead, I am branded the criminal, the tools of my trade, nay, the extension of my very soul, ripped unceremoniously from my person like barnacles from the side of a frigate. I will not last long in my weakened state. No, even as we speak, the world around me grows dim. With my dying breaths, I speak unto you three names, three kind souls who may yet put right what has gone so frightfully wrong. Forge Master Nanza of Naldic and Vimelis, Guildmaster Beaton of the Gridanian Carpenters Guild, and Severian of the Alchemists Guild in Ul'Dah. If there is an ounce of compassion in you, seek them out and tell them 𝙵𝙸𝙽𝙽 sent you. When my soul is restored and my name rightfully cleared, all of Limsa, nay the entire realm, will sing your praises, for I, 𝙵𝙸𝙽𝙽, am none other than the ace as grabe. Kawawa naman itong lalaking ito na pagbintangan pa, day. Okay, punta muna tayo sa Limsa Lominsa. Binalik lang ako dito. Okay, ayun na nga. Time skip. Ayan. Kasi may ginawa akong something. So, wait lang. Ewan ko ba, every time talaga na naglalaro ako nito, sumasakit yung tiyan ko. Ewan ko kung na-excite pa ako or ano. Culinary dyan. Alam ko culinary to eh. Yeah, I think this is culinary. Mamaya yan, si Vimel pa. 𝙵𝙸𝙽𝙽 sent you? Let me guess, the barmy fool's lost his tools. Pardon me, the appendages of his very soul. Again, and is trashing and tossing like the end of days is nigh. The man brings it on himself. If he toned down the theatrics and went about his work like an earnest craftsman, I dare say he'd save himself these misunderstandings. No, I've not a whit of sympathy for the fool. You, however, have my pity indeed for having to play audience to his winging. Any road, this should shut him up for a while. Tell him that if he loses these, I'll graft the next pair into his bloody hands. Ay, nako. Okay, so I have to go to Gridania. Lagi kong na ano yung napipindot yung Swift Cast. Recording na ba? Ayan, I'm recording. Tudun. Lagi na lang talagang umuulan dito sa lugar na to. It's crazy. A message from 𝙵𝙸𝙽𝙽, you say, so he's lost another one. Does the man not understand that wood doesn't simply grow on... Actually it does, at least in a manner of speaking, but the fact remains that resources are in short supply. For all his flowery words, if his tools were truly an extension of his very being, one would think he'd find a way to hold on to them for more than a fortnight or two. 𝙵𝙸𝙽's skills are not to be doubted, but his temperament leaves much to be desired. Still, it is not my place to judge. Take this to him and let us both hope that he will right his ways. Ay, nako. Okay, next, Ul'Dah. Buti pa dito hindi umuulan sa Ul'Dah. Naku, umuulan din dito, Diyos ko. Ay nako, ilang days na ako naglalaro, hindi pa rin kabisado yung map. Okay, this is more crazier than limsa. O, edi tapos. You've come on behalf of 𝙵𝙸𝙽𝙽? Why, I just furnished him with a fresh batch of my special creations last week. I realize the man's services are in demand, but it would be physically impossible for him to exhaust the entire supply so soon. Stolen, you say? An unfortunate turn of events. Indeed, if not entirely unexpected. You see, the man is something of a genius, and genius is often misunderstood by modest minds. Trust me, as I speak from extensive personal experience. Yes, great minds must band together in trying times, lest the realm be deprived of our talents. And so I command you, deliver this parcel to 𝙵𝙸𝙽 with all speed. Or at least this one is a little nicer to him. Lahat na lang ng pinupuntahan ko maulan. Hindi naman umuulan sa labas. Kita mo pati dito umuulan. Diyos ko. If there is an ounce of compassion in you, friend, I beg of you, retrieve for me the tools of my trade, for I am... Could this be? Yes, I can feel it. The light returns to my eyes. Power courses through my fingers. I live! And as I live, this unspeakable embodiment of ugliness must die. Begone, foul demon! And so I ask, how do you feel, madam? Why, it's as if in but a single magnificent moment, I traveled beyond the void and returned to life as an embodiment of all that is beautiful in this world. Could it be? Yes, it must. How else to explain such power? You are the one whose coming was foretold. You! Yes, you are the aesthetician. In the flesh, madam, I'm 𝙵𝙸𝙽𝙽, crafter of coiffures, O divine that Menphina herself doth begrudge my clientele for their beauty. But let us speak of you, madam, for where a moment ago stood a fashion challenge front, now there stands a beauty reborn. And you are the one I must thank for reviving my soul, that I might once again bestow my gifts on a realm bereft of beauty, a kindness I intend to repay in full. Oh hell no. Do you fear that your own hairstyle is becoming passé? Fear the specter of ugliness threatening to consume you? Fear not, friend, for it shall not survive my wrath. Oh, hell no. What's that? As the madam before you, as this very realm we call home, from an abyss of unfathomable drabness you shall rise anew. My clients have been known to make reservations, moons, even years in advance, but you shall know no such troubles. No, for proving a staunch ally to good taste when all others turn a blind eye, I gladly place myself at your beck and call. Yes, the next time you find yourself plagued with aesthetic ennui, you need only ring the crystal bell from the comfort of any inn room at which you have taken up lodgings. 𝙵𝙸𝙽𝙽 shall hasten to the scene. Yes, in a flash, the dreary, uninspired life you have hitherto known shall end. You shall travel to the realm beyond and return to us as a beauty reborn. I give you this as a token of the trust between us. Treasure it, for it is the key to a world of ecstatic wonders ordinary men shall never know. Oh, Master 𝙵𝙸𝙽𝙽, do come back. I've not made my next appointment. That's dangerous. He'd be swinging his scissors left and right. Complete. Aesthetician is now available. You have befriended 𝙵𝙸𝙽𝙽. By using the crystal bell found in your inn room, you can call upon the services of the flamboyant aesthetician. From hairstyle and color to face paint, he can create a new look for you for a mere 2,000 gil. Whenever you feel like a change, 𝙵𝙸𝙽𝙽 is your man. Sige nga, try nga natin. Nasaan na yun? Aesthetician. As once did this very realm, from the darkest depths of unseemly ugliness, you shall rise anew. Prepare yourself. While customizing appearance, I will be unable to communicate with players and engage in other activities. Okay, let's do this. Oh, I can change my eyebrows too. Nice. Let's make him a little friendlier. Yes. Ay, no. None pala, sorry. Ayan, ito, lalagyan natin ng highlight. Ay, hindi mapapalitan yung eye color. What the heck? Oh, this one is... That one is interesting. What the heck? Uy, may quest pa ako. Bilisan mo. Where once stood a disheveled shell of a man, there now shines a beauty reborn. What? Now there you go. Now that's a hairstyle. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's go. Grabe, isang oras for this? Crazy. You're here about Commodore Rayner's investigation, then you'll want to board a ferry bound for Aleport. Once you arrive in western La Nosea, though, you'd best pay a visit to the Hall of the Novice before you blunder into Sastasha. The Adventurers Guild runs the hall, and the folk there will prepare you, train you with the skills you'll need to face the dangers undoubtedly waiting for you in Seagrot. The hall is on the way to Sastasha, just north of Aleport. Head inside and one of their seasoned adventurers will take you in hand. Best of luck to you, friend. Seasoned adventurer. Ah, you must be the adventurer of whom the Yellow Jacket sent word. Here you are to brave the depths of the 𝙵𝙫 Sea-Grot. The occupants of those caves are rumored to be as numerous as they are bloodthirsty. No matter what the epic tales would have you believe, strolling into such a den of savagery alone would be the height of foolishness. No, you shall need companions. Excuse me. And you shall need the training we here at the Hall of Novice can provide. I strongly suggest that you study the fundamentals of group combat before continuing on your mission. The smith here oversees the training schedules. Speak with him and you can register for exercises tailored to your particular field of expertise. When you have mastered all that our masters have to teach, then it will be time to head north once more. Report to the Yellow Jacket Scout at the mouth of 𝙵𝙫 Sea-Grot and he will furnish you with the details of your duty. There is no greater thrill than striving alongside like-minded companions to overcome the deadliest of challenges. May the wisdom you gained in the Hall of the Novice serve you well on your adventures. Oh, we have a lookalike here. Please tell me you're here on a Yellow Jacket duty and not some daft sod out of the stroll. For a stroll. I can't take any more of this blasted waiting. You are? Thanks the gods. I assume you already know about the ship seen slipping around the Isles of Umbra? We've been on the lookout for pirate activity ever since that vessel was sighted. Thinking a crew of cutthroats might have a den nearby. So when we received word that men of questionable quality had been seen passing in and out of 𝙵𝙫 here, we weren't entirely surprised. I have yet to see them for myself, but if this lot belongs to those fishback, fancying serpent reavers, well, you can imagine the panic it'll cause. The kidnappings are still fresh in people's minds. Anyway, your task is to poke around in the caves and find out exactly who we're dealing with. While you do that, I'll be keeping watch out here, praying you don't spot any blue face tattoos. 𝙵𝙫. Duty overboard or overview. Dungeons. Duty calls, a dungeon beckons. Enlist the aid of allied players and NPCs alike to slay monsters, solve mysteries, and defeat the mighty boss lurking in the depths. Conquering dungeons is not only a time-honored tradition of adventures, but it is also progresses the main scenario and tests your prowess at a given class or job in a timed environment. Intimidated? Fear not, dear adventurer, for with a little guidance you too shall be clearing dungeons with confidence in no time. Into the depths. 2 ways of adventure. You may challenge a dungeon via 2 different methods, by calling upon the support of trusty NPCs or by pulling your talent with other players. Be they best friend or first acquaintance, no matter how you form your party, the trials that await you will be comparable in difficulty and experience. No matter how independent and capable you may be, a dungeon is too mighty a challenge to overcome on one's own. By choosing duty support when accessing the entrance of any applicable dungeon, you will summon a balanced team of skilled NPCs to support you on your path to glory. Just don't forget that once you're rich and famous, yes? Just don't forget them once you're rich and famous. After choosing to challenge a dungeon with NPCs via duty support, a party that perfectly complements your current class or job will be automatically created for you. All that's left is to select register for duty and you will be battling monsters in no time. They say a burden shared is a burden halved, and with the duty finder, you can split that burden amongst a team of players who smolder with the same passion for adventure as you do. No need to recruit such teammates yourself, as the duty finder's matching system will automatically group players according to chosen challenge and other criteria, guaranteeing a balanced and invigorating cooperative experience for all. Once you have been matched with a party, you will be then notified by a bracing sound that the time for battle is at hand. Simply select commence and you and your comrades will be delivered onto the fray. Remember, the adventurers with whom you are cooperating are fellow players. Take advantage of the full and varied strengths your group possesses by communicating respectfully and often. Dungeons abound. As your journey progresses, more and more dungeons will become available until you find yourself master of a sea of tribulations overcome. But don't, but don't let completion deter you from challenging your favorite duties again. Simply open duty support to play through dungeons you've already cleared, or use the duty finder to do the same with dungeons not yet supported by the NPC party system. No matter your craving, you're guaranteed to find an adventure to satisfy. Need a refresher? While this introduction of dungeons has no doubt been immortalized within the hallowed halls of your mind, if you find yourself in need of a refresher, you may access tutorial information again by selecting the question mark icon in the duty support or duty finder windows. A true adventurer knows the meaning of duty. Secure your legacy by fulfilling yours. Okay. The fishbacks and their serpent reavers lackeys cannot be allowed to establish a permanent base in these lands. You must uncover the truth behind who or what is lurking in these caves. Adventurer, the peace of Western La Nosea may depend on it. Okay. Register the duty. Sastasha. La Nosea Sastasha. Yes, you guys are free. But we're not done yet. you guys, mga NPCs. Thank you. Okay, time to go. Ano ba yan? Talaga ba? No, I have to go home. Thank you. Such a task was on the books. Was, mind. I'm afraid that ship has already sailed, friend. Might you be the adventurer who accepted the job of investigating Sastasha? It would seem that ship has not only sailed but now returns to harbor. None the worse for its voyage. A pity, we dragged our boots too long on this one. No matter, the wheel will turn and our chance will come. You're right, of course, but there shall be no rest till we have attained our goal, lofty though it may be. Not a wink of sleep, great leader. Our aim, lest you wonder, is to perform such feats of heroism as will earn us a place in the songs of every alehouse in Eorzea. We mean to write a legend which will inspire adventurers as yet unborn to follow our shining example. Do you have such a goal? Large or small, it matters not. Only have a star to reach for and you will reach higher. Purpose can sustain you through times of hardship. Keep your eye on the prize and all obstacles will be overcome in time. You would not think to stride into battle unclad, would you? Well, goals are as arms and armor for the spirit. I wish you fortune in your endeavors, sir. Thank you. Ciao. Back then, are ye? With all your limbs and a tale to tell, I'll wager. Fishbacks? And there I was thinking you'd only have to crack a pirate skull or 3. 7 hells, you turn your back for 5 bloody minutes and the scaly bastard set up a shop on your bleeding doorstep. Still, sounds like you have left them in pieces, so I don't suppose they'll carry out whatever mischief they was planning, unless they was planning on feeding themselves to the fauna or Sastasha, of course. Any road, all's well that ends well. Thanks for shedding some light on this mystery. I knew you'd get the job done, lad. You always do. Now, I'll bet you're dying for a rest, but just in case you're not, I was wondering if you might be interested in taking another job. It just so happens that I've had a request from our sister guild in Gridania, see? Seems the forest folk are in need of adventurer what can get things done. For them to ask for help like this, you can bet the task won't be no skip through a sunny glade. But after the way you dealt with our fishback infestation, I doubt it's anything you cannot handle. Give us a shout when you're ready and I'll lay it out for you. Party Finder unlocked. Oh, cool. Hall of the Forest. Ready to hear about that job then? Like I said, the request comes from our sister guild in Gridania. And that's all I know. But whatever it is you get to ask to do, I'm somehow doubt it would pose any trouble for an adventurer as survived the bedlam and in Sastasha. If you think you might be interested, you'll want to have words with Mother Mion, my counterpart in Gridania. Good luck, mate. Sana hindi na umuulan sa Gridania, no? Please don't rain. Oh my goodness. May pabang si Sir. Take a seat wherever you like, friend. Our waitress will come to take your... Oh, not here to dine? Dare I hope that you're the adventurer 𝙵𝙸𝙽𝙽 sent word about? You are? The matron be praised. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Mion, and the Carline Canopy is my place. With regard to the task in question, there is a fair bit to tell. Let me know when you're ready to hear the details, and I shall brief you. Fire in the gloom. Ready for that briefing? Good. Now then, here's the long and short of it. Beg pardons for interrupting Mion, but our need grows ever more pressing. Have none stepped forward? And good day to you too, Bowlord. Your need must be pressing indeed for you to honor us with a visit. The good news is, your journey hasn't been wasted. I'm pleased to report that we have a volunteer at last, and one who comes highly recommended at that. My thanks for answering the call, friend. My name is Lewin, and I lead the men and women of the God's Quiver. Now, time is of the essence, so I shall proceed directly to the heart of the matter. We wish for you to nip a potential threat to Gridania in the bud. Beneath the central shroud, there lies an underground burial site called the Tamtara Deepcroft. The place was once a Gilmoran settlement, but we Gridanians have long interred our dead there. Of late, however, shadowy figures have been seen skulking about the Deepcroft, and with ever-increasing regularity. Based on the accounts of various witnesses, we suspect that these individuals belong to the Lambs of Dalamud, a doomsday cult which sprung up prior to the calamity. These zealots have proven themselves dangerous in the past, and we leave them to their own devices at our peril. Ordinarily, I would have dispatched my best men to scour the Deepcroft with orders to flush the cultists out. Alas, the calamity decimated our ranks, and the limited forces at my disposal are constantly required to keep the Ixal at bay. The birdmen have grown restless of late, and I fear a storm may be brewing. In anticipation of this, I have been compelled to spread our forces throughout the Twelves Wood, lest we be taken unawares. The situation so being, we must turn to the others to deal with the lambs of Dalamud. Can we rely on you to undertake this task, friend? Yes. You have my gratitude. Once you've seen your prep Once you've seen to your preparations, pray make way to the deep croft and identify yourself to the guard posted at the entrance. He will apprise you of the latest developments. That is all. Be careful out there, you hear? May the crystal guide you and keep you. You're Mateo Dracoleon, I take it. Thanks for helping us out, friend. No doubt the Bowlord has already informed you, but your task is to enter the deep croft and purge it of the lambs of the Dalamud. In case you're unfamiliar with them, the cult emerged shortly before the calamity put an end to the sixth astral era. The cultists took this lesser moon Dalamud for their god, believing that it would deliver them from the devastation. And so they were rather disappointed when Dalamud exploded into 1,000 flaming pieces before it could complete its descent. Now, having seen their god turn to ash, one would think that the cultists might feel moved to question their faith. On the, on the contrary, it served only to stoke the flames of their fanaticism. The Lambs of Dalamud are convinced that heretics, that is to say, everyone but them, interfered with the coming of their Lord and Savior, and that it's now their sacred. Read that again. The Lambs of Dalamud are convinced that heretics, that is to say, everyone but them, interfered with the coming of their Lord and Savior, and that it's now their sacred duty to avenge him. Whatever it is they're doing in the croft, you may be sure that no good will come of it. For the sake of Gridania and Eorzea at large, put an end to their madness. Okay. Okay. Less than 5 minutes. Of the 39 parties currently recruiting, all match your search conditions. So I'm just waiting for them to start now. Ayun na nga, nakahanap na tayo ng party. Commence. We need a healer, a tank though. We need a tank, people. Oh, okay. They have withdrawn again. The Black Shroud, the Damtara Deepcroft. Hala, paano magbigay ng commendation? Nakalimutan ko. Leche. Ha? Welcome back, Mateo. I'm reliably informed that your foray into the Deep Croft was a success. Nor did I expect anything less. 𝙵𝙸𝙽𝙽 ringing endorsement left me in a little doubt as to your capabilities. Even so, you are to be commended. Bao Lord Lewin asked me to pass on his thanks. I must say, something of a relief to be able to call upon such a capable and adventurer. Sadly, death has become an ever more common occurrence within our fraternity of late. Times being what they are, the guild is constantly inundated with petitions, and we are hard-pressed to find enough hands to deal with them all. While this means no shortage of work for able souls such as yourself, it also provides ample opportunity for the inexperienced to overreach themselves with predictable consequences. As if to illustrate the point. 𝙵𝙵's gone, and it's all your fault. If it hadn't taken you an age to heal him, he would still be alive. But I tried. He bolted out of range before I could finish that spell. He shouldn't have been so hard-pressed in the first place. We should have done more to enlighten his burden. Bah! To the hells with this pathetic ano? Bah! To the hells with this pathetic excuse for a party. I'm leaving, and it would be too soon if I never see your faces again. Goodbye and good riddance. Oh. I'm leaving as well. I doubt this comes as any surprise, but I never liked you. I only suffered you for your healing, but you couldn't even do that one thing right. Cruel though this may sound, you brought this upon yourself. Oh, and by way of some parting advice, get rid of 𝙵𝙸's head, bury it, cremate it, and do whatever the hells you like with it. But for God's sake, stop carrying it around. It's just get rid of it, alright? Oh my gosh. Wait! Don't leave me alone, please! I'm so sorry, 𝙵𝙸. Please forgive me. That's terrible. Scenes like this have become all too common. That makes 12 times in half as many days. Now you see why I'm grateful for adventures of your experience. I can send men like you on a mission without worrying that you might not return. Well, not so much at any rate. Speaking of missions, I would entrust you with another. About a bell ago, I received a message from my counterpart in Ul'Dah. She seeks the services of a reliable adventurer, and you are nothing if not reliable. If you think you might be interested with this task, say the word and I will be glad to share the details with you. Call of the Desert. So you're not averse to taking a little trip? Wonderful. As I mentioned earlier, the request comes to us from the Adventurers Guild in Ul'Dah. Once you arrive, seek out Momodi, the proprietress of the Quicksand. Think of her as the Sultanate's version of myself. Chances are she'll send you into the midst of danger, but I have every confidence that you will pull through unscathed. Now off you go, Mateo, and good luck. Okay, nandito na kami sa Ul'Dah. Welcome to the Quicksand. Ito na naman tayo. Welcome to the Quicksand, friend. I'm a tad busy right now. If you wouldn't mind showing yourself to... Judging by your determined expression, I take you ain't here for ale. Are you called Matteo Dracolion by any chance? Mioun sent word that you'd be reporting for duty. She also made a point of calling you the adventurer of the moment. That ain't no small praise coming from her. But you didn't come all the way here to listen to my prattle. Doubtless you are eager to get started, so let's talk business, shall we? Into a copper hell. The petitioner ought to be arriving any moment now. Gods almighty, another second under that sun and I would have been set afire. A tankard of ale if you would be so kind. Excellent timing, Papa Shan. It just so happens the adventurer who will be handling your petition is here. So, strapping young lad is the much-lauded adventurer, is he? Marvelous, marvelous. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, good sir. I'm Papa Shan, formerly of the Sultan's Sworn. I thank you for agreeing to lend us your aid. Mayhap you'd like to apprise Matteo of his mission? Yes, of course. The petition in question was submitted by an acquaintance of mine at Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern. It relates to an unfortunate development at Copperbell Mines. To be plain, giants have seized control of the place. These giants are of the clan known as the 𝙵𝙬𝙽𝚽𝚃𝚰, fearsome creatures who were sealed within the deepest depths of the mines during the bygone Thorn Dynasty. Alas, it seems they have managed to break through the layer of rock which served to imprison them, and now prowl the tunnels where the miners ply their trade. The creatures are justifiably angry about their treatment at the hands of our ancestors, and their presence has forced the suspension of all mining activities on the site. It is no wonder they are angry. Didn't the Thorn Dynasty come to an end over 300 years ago? You know your history well, milady. The people of that age used the 𝙵𝙬𝙽𝚃𝚰 to work their mines. By way of enchanted helms, they were able to bind the ferocious creatures to their will. But as is oft the way in such tales, these enchantments eventually failed, and the slaves rose up against their masters. In a desperate bid to contain the unbridled fury of the 𝙵𝙬𝙽𝚃𝚰, our ancestors induced the collapse of the mine's lowermost levels, so it was the great giant revolt was ended, buried beneath 100,000 tons of rock. Well, now that's got me thinking. I seem to recall there being an article about Copper Bell in the Mithril Eye for a fortnight or so ago. It said the mines were being reopened so as to meet the rising demand for building materials. Like as not, our boys dug a bit too deep and freed the giants. Gods, to think the poor creatures are still alive and kicking after 3 centuries. That's a long time to nurse a grudge. They must be seething. Indeed, and that makes them a danger to us all. There will be no mining at Copperbell so long as they remain. For the sake of both peace and prosperity, they must be subdued. This is the task which we would have you undertake. I will not deny the mission will be rife with danger, but our need is great, and so I beg you, put an end to this sorry business. I'll try. God bless you. I feared you might have reservations, but I assure you it is for the best. In case you don't know, Copperbell mines are in the western Thanalan. Do take care, you hear? Oh, and one last thing before you depart. An employee of Magina and Sons is presently at the quicksand. The fellow's name is Painted Mesa, and he knows Copperbell mines well. It may behoove you to seek his counsel. Gosh, ang dami nangyari. Okay, so ito, Painted Mesa. Looking for Painted Mesa? You found him. So you're the adventurer who's volunteered to deal with the mess down in Copperbell, are you? You've got guts, mate. I just hope you've got skills to go with them, cause things ain't pretty down there. The Hecatoncheires have left the place in the right state, and nary a week after mining resumed. I don't know if you know this, but Copperbell was old when the second old dynasty was still young, and it was abandoned centuries ago. If it had not been for the shortage of materials needed for the rebuilding effort, the concern would never have thought to reopen it. We knew full well about the giants beforehand, but the projects went ahead anyway. I mean, nothing could possibly survive being buried under a mountain's worth of rock for 3 centuries, right? Wrong. Our miners dug up more than they bargained for. One swing of the pickaxe too many, and they found themselves in the company of giants. Unless we can subdue them, the nation's glorious recovery will grind to a halt for want of aught to build with. The stone torches are keeping watch over the entrance in case the giants fancy some sunlight and fresh air. One of them will be able to show you the way in. The hope of the nation's resting on you, friend. Best of luck. Thanalan. The music. There's been an ancient incident inside Copperbell Mines. We are here to ensure that its effects are contained. But for your own safety, I suggest you stay well away from here. What? You're the adventurer who's volunteered to quell the Hecaton chaos? I don't think that Papa Shan would be able to find someone so quickly, if at all. The giants are content to wreak havoc inside the mines for now, but it's only a matter of time before they think to come outside. The sooner you see to them, the better. Make ready as best as you can and enter at will. Okay, I'm just waiting for the people to join. Ayun na nga, meron na. Oh my gosh, wala pa rin. Yung totoo. Hindi, meron na yan. Hintayin lang natin. Okay, this is it. Ito na yon. Tunnelline, Copperbell Mines. This reminds me of Crystal Chronicles, somewhat. My gosh, this is like Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. Wala, iniwan ako. Bye-bye. Kaya nyo na yan. Slaves no more. Free, free! Nice. Ba't kayo nagmamadali? Ba't ba nagmamadali tong mga to? Parang galing na ako dito. Yeah, I think galing na ako dito. Ah, the conqueror of the Copper Bell returns. Thanks to you, our mining operations can resume, and Ul'Dah will have the materials she needs to rebuild. The entire nation's in your debt, friend. I'll share the good tidings with Papa Shanda next time I see him. As for you, you'll want to report to Momori. It'll do the woman well to see you alive and in one piece. Abna, shut your mouth, you thieving little swine. You stole from me. Don't even think to deny it. Please, sir, I didn't steal nothing. I bought this, paid for it with my own coin. What rot! You refugees are all the same. Couldn't afford maggoty mole meat, much less a choice cut of dodo. I'm going to say it one more time. Give back what you stole or I'll make you wish you'd never set foot in this town. Grabe. By rights, I should turn you over to the brass blades, you know. Help keep the streets safe for law-abiding citizens. But I'm a reasonable man if you agree to serve me in whatever capacity I require. The authorities need not hear of your crime. But I ain't done nothing wrong. 12 as me witness. Please, adventurer, help me, I beg of you. I swear on my mother's grave, I didn't steal nothing. I bought this with my coin I'd saved. I only wanted to treat my children to a decent meal. And who the hells are you when you're at home? This dog's master? I've had enough of this mummer's farce. You lot, teach them a lesson. Okay. I ain't getting paid enough for this. Hey, where the hell do you think you're going? Thank you, kind adventurer. Thank you thrice over. I'd swear there were more refugees than when I last looked. And you wouldn't be mistaken. But it's been 5 years since the calamity. Why are they only coming here now? It's simple, really. While a number of hamlets survived the immediate aftermath of the calamity, many were no longer able to support their communities. The residents found their lands had either been rendered barren or cut off from trade routes, and problems like those aren't easily solved. Though they tried to make the best of it, it was only a matter of time before they were forced to abandon their homes and seek a new life in the city. I see. But the calamity affected the whole realm, didn't it? Is the same thing happening in the other cities? If the talk is true, yes. Though perhaps our situation is more pronounced. Ul'Dah has a reputation for being prosperous, so it's natural that the refugees would try their luck here first. My heart goes out to them, it truly does, but I would be lying if I said that I wasn't apprehensive. I hope their presence doesn't foment lawlessness in the city. Well, if things do take a turn for the worse, we always have the immortal flames. I dare say the brass blades would welcome their help. The heroes who fought the Garlean Empire, patrolling the streets for riffraff? It may well come to that. Impoverished and desperate as they are, you may be sure that some of the refugees will turn to crime. You know what this place is like? If you've no coin, you have no hope. What will become of our city? Not all refugees are bad, mind you. Some are able to find employment and lead honest lives. Dodo tenderloins. Get your dodo tenderloins, guaranteed cheapest in Thanalan. Thank you for your custom, madam. Please come again. Looking around, you'd think that Ul'Dah was well on its way to recovery. But peer through the veil of prosperity and you'll see no end to the misery and suffering. So she really didn't steal. Sir, are ye alright? What now? You mean to threaten a defenseless citizen? What? Saw her buy that meat, you say? That's absurd. Aye, as did I. Leave the poor woman alone, you damnable vulture. Who said that? I will overlook this, but just this once. Pero she never stole from you. Gods bless ye, adventurer. If he hadn't come along when you did, who knows what that monster might have done? It don't bear thinking about. Yeah, hindi na talaga siya nagnakaw. Ever the selfless hero, I see. It has been a while, adventurer. I have been watching you closely ever since you flew out of Limsa. You discharged your duty as the Admiral's personal envoy with admirable humility, and you have displayed unfaltering courage in the face of danger ever since. Whensoever you came upon those in need, you gave them succor with no thought of personal gain. In summary, you have demonstrated all of the qualities we seek in an adventurer. It's not true. I got pissed off the last time. Sa part, ano ba yun? Part 4? Nabwisit ako ni Kilia kasi it's a non-stop back and forth and it pissed me off. In summary, you have demonstrated all of the qualities we seek in an adventurer. For reasons I cannot well explain, your every deed seems invariably to serve the general good, whether you mean it to or not. It is a happy knack and one which speaks volumes of your character. Come on, don't flatter me too much. Yet for all your admirable qualities, it is your gift which intrigues me the most. I speak of the visions you experience. Visions like the one you had mere moments ago, if I'm not mistaken. I can provide you with the means to understand them. An acquaintance of mine is blessed with the self-same talent, you see. If you so desire, I can introduce you to her. She and I fight for a common cause, a cause which would greatly benefit for your support. If you would agree to lend us your strength, we should be glad to do all within our power to aid you in your personal endeavors. Think on my offer a while. Should you decide to accept it, pray speak with Momodi. The proprietress of the quicksand is a close friend and ally of ours. Inform her that you have been chosen by the scions of the seventh dawn, and she will tell you where to find us. Scenes like that are becoming ever more common, I'm afraid. Don't worry though, if you work hard, you'll probably be alright. Saying that, if you ever find yourself in a spot of bother, come and see me. Just go pestering me every time you graze your knee, okay? Of course, I do enjoy hearing tell of a gentleman's woos with the women folk from time to time. Oh? Ah, Mateo, sorry to keep you waiting. I was just providing guidance to a fresh off the carriage adventurer. But gods, it's good to see you safe and well. To look at you, no one would ever guess you'd been hard at it with the giants in the dark. You're every ilm of the adventurer Mion said you would be, Mateo. The station master will be overjoyed when he hears the news. Oh, before I forget, there's a lass here who wants a word with you. Didn't actually know your name, but hearing her description, I knew who she meant right away. Thank you for sparing the time. I realize you don't know me, but I've been longing to speak with you for a while now. My name is Eda. I'm an adventurer like you, though I'm not very good at being one, if truth be told. Anyway, I was adventuring with my friends in Gridania when I'm sorry. We were in Gridania when the leader of our party was killed. His name is 𝙵𝙸𝙽𝙽, and he and I were to be wed in this. Oh gosh. His name was 𝙵𝙸𝙽, and he and I were to be wed in the spring. You may not remember him, but to say that he remembered you would be an understatement. He would sing your praises from dawn to dusk. He saw you for what you are. You see, an adventurer, and swore that he would be like you one day. I believe that he would have succeeded had a fiend not robbed him of the chance. Since that day, I have thought long and hard about giving up adventuring. But when I think of the man you are, of all that you have achieved, I find that I am inspired, just as 𝙵𝙸𝙽 was. And so I've decided to start again as an adventurer. I will go to the village of my birth and begin my training anew. But I wanted to meet you first, to ask you your name. Matteo 𝙵𝙬𝙽𝙀. I shan't forget. Thank you, Matteo 𝙵𝙬𝙽𝙀. I pray that we will meet again. Fare you well. Wala ba't ako naging emotional dun? Part na yan. Adventuring can be a cruel, bleeding business. Time was, I didn't know why anyone would bother. When they first asked me to take charge of the guild here, I did not want aught to do with you lot. Thought it would be a right pain in the arse looking after you all. But against my better judgment, I decided to accept the post. And I'm full glad I did. I feel privileged to be part of your lives. And that goes double for yours, MattJerome. Oh. What did you say? I just said my real name. You want to know about the science of the seventh dawn? They're beginning to move in earnest then. Listen, Matteo, the science ain't no ordinary folk, and the work they do ain't no ordinary work. I know full well how capable you are, but even you would think twice about attempting some of the stuff they do. Knowing that, if you're still certain you want to get involved, I'll tell you what I can. Well, you guys, yan muna ang part 5 ng Final Fantasy XIV Online for Nintendo Switch 2. Bukas ulit! Ciao!